has happened here exactly now that we have taken these guys out? What is the deal? We just loot everything? I was kind of expecting there to be a person. Now, as we have previously discussed, there's certainly a non-zero chance that said person, if they ever did exist, has long since disappeared. Perhaps that rotting flesh is an indication of what happened to them. Oh, I think I'm in the chicken coops. Hard. What's up, Woody Muddy? How's it going? We just had the longest fight ever in Witcher history. Okay, so it's Pete's Landing, but what about it? Is there anything of note about it? Has a special name? Is it the same building we were just in? I don't think so. I do not think so. Oh? What is this? The most great and honorable Sergeant Karai Varichin Esquire. You ask me, my good sir, reckon how many lads I could drum up to work for the Empire's glory. So here's my reckoning. First off, your Esquire's gotta know that I can scrummage up a few hay seeds from Claywitch whenever you want. That's what I'd call second-rate goods. Geezers and squirts, mainly. But if your excellency thinks he can find use for even dregs like that, send us a messenger, and within a week's time, you'll get a transport full of them, trussed up like ponies. I've also had a word or two with some soldiers who quit the Baron's service after he got soused one night and jammed a hot poker in one of them eyes. They pitched two camps, one right next to the castle, the other near Velen's southern border. And as I'm sure your wondrousness has guessed, they're looking to me to make some quick coin. So if you're most revered, how many different titles will this guy butter up this person with? You're looking to make some quick coin, so if your most reverend sir can send us a few crowns as a deposit, why, we'll get to work on the double quick and send you the prettiest dames and hardest lads in all of Velen, maybe even all the north. 100, 200, however many of them the great sergeant wants. Your humble servant, Dalegore. Oh. Well, somebody's imprisoned here. Perhaps this is the person that we were theoretically trying to rescue, in which case, we've found him and he appears to be living.
He's gotta be here somewhere.
Okay. Probably. Maybe. My assumption would be... Ew, that's probably not the best way to do that. Would be either on one of the guards' bodies. We may have missed one. Loot-wise. Or one of these buildings that we've not yet gone into might have something of that sort. There it is. Okay. That would suggest, though, that we perhaps missed our fair share of the loots. I think these were the ones that we checked out. Yeah. I don't really want the swords or weapons of any variety. I'm assuming they are probably quite bad. Okay, so we have checked most buildings. Oh. Sounds like wild dogs over there. Okay, now let's go in and rescue this guy. On the assumption that I'm sure he did nothing wrong, right? Sure, he's a fine gentleman. There's no reason at all for him being placed behind bars.
Thank you, Witcher. You ought to come by Mulberrydale. See me forge. I'll have something for you. Gesture of gratitude.
He's the swordsmith at Mulberrydale.
Thank you, Witcher.
That is
You ought to come by
great news,
Mulberrydale.
because
See me forge.
we've certainly been to Mulberrydale before.
Gesture of gratitude.
It's we do that. He's like, no. I've been locked in there long enough, thank you. But, so we've been to Mulberry Dale many times before, but there were not really any shopkeepers at all there, which was rather surprising. I mean, it is a small town, of course, but even then, that seemed a little odd. So to get a smith there, of all things, is pretty sweet. And Nilfgaardian dudes, there was a group of people within sight who were deserters and who were imprisoning people, and you just stood there and did nothing. Also, what is the deal with this guy? I am curious. Or lady. I'm actually not sure, but can we say hello, perhaps? Hey, what's up, man? And now Geralt has perhaps gotten a little bit bugged. We probably technically weren't supposed to do that. I think Geralt is a little confused as to whether he is supposed to be swimming or walking at the moment. But one of these days, maybe we will definitely be out of the water. Yes, and then he will recognize that he can move his legs. That is allowed. Okay. So, let's see. This, I'm assuming, is the bridge to this area that we were thinking of going to. Thank you. As for whether these guys will let us through, that is perhaps a little uncertain. Okay. Random peasants, yes. Because this will take us over into the other island. I don't even know if island is necessarily the right word to describe these land masses. But, yeah, like if I do this to zoom out, I suppose this is looking an awful lot like the mainland. If anything, the place where we were before is probably more of an island. Okay. So yeah, what I'm thinking is maybe we head down south, check out this notice board, and get a sense, hopefully, as to what the general level of stuff in this area is. If it seems like it's not way out of our league, then we can perhaps stick around here a little bit. If it seems like it is going to be quite tough, then we can decide to go to the other place first. Assuming you are a friendly person, since we are now theoretically in town, and we have just freed a weaponsmith of some variety, or a smith of some variety, and now we've found another one. So, hello. I don't think you're the same person we just freed, because the person we just freed was saying that they would be in Mulberry Dale. But I will take all of your belongings, some of which seem like they might be helpful. Oh, okay. That's cool, I guess. You do you. Can we talk to you while you're busy? Kind of, sort of. You just, like, leave me the heck alone? Why are you barging into my house unannounced in the middle of the night? You know, that would probably be a valid answer. Assuming we probably don't want to loot this stuff here, otherwise people might get mad at us. Let's drop a quick save after having fought those guys. Oh, and the notice board is the primary thing that we want to check out. Here's the main reason why we went over here. Yes, we're picking up little bits and pieces of junk, which theoretically we could have broken up into parts, or we could sell. But that's not really a reason in and of itself to be here, I don't think. Ooh. Okay, I'm assuming we don't have the key for that. Notice board. I'm really tempted to loot that for a second. don't do it, just in case. Notice board is here. Okay, linen yarn. If you're short of linen yarn, come see me. First spools of the year will be ready in time for Yule. Meanwhile, I'm still looking for a helper lass. She's gotta have deft hands and be willing to sit along hours with a spindle. No whiners. Got it. Okay. Looking for peat diggers. It's hard work, but I pay on time. In Novigrad crowns. If you don't know the trade, but fear no work, I'll show you the ropes. Anyone interested, come to the camp. First day is an unpaid trial. Warning, I only hire the best. Says he pays on time, and then says that the first day is unpaid. Okay. Sure. May it be known throughout the land that Bifron's a fool, and a lout who borrows, yet never returns, respects no laws, fine or human, and rides roughshod over the virtue of maidens. May drowners pull him into a watery grave. That's harsh. Monster in my manor. This sounds like something for a Witcher. Good people. My ancestral farmstead, Rearden Estate, is infested with monsters. The manor house and all the surroundings have been occupied, leaving one most dreadfully afraid to even take a peek, let alone live therein. That manor is all that I have left to cherish in this life, so I plead for mercy. Whoever can find the charity in their soul to help an old woman in need, come see me, and in return you shall receive my eternal gratitude. Dolores. Contract on... God knows what on. Good folk. Walking the woods recently, I spied some odd tracks, and couldn't for the life of me figure out what left them, even though I've many hunts under my belt. You know me, I'm not one to make a fuss, but I can't help but reckon they bode ill, and we all should be on guard. And if anyone's seen something or figures, he can identify the tracks. Come see me. There's a reward. That's the huntsman who's saying that. People of Lindenvale and thereabouts. If you've got any notion of wandering over to the graveyard, rid yourself of it at once. Yeah, usually things tend to go awry near the graveyards, for some evil's taken it over, digging up graves and doing other such damage. Lately, it's begun preying on any who enter, and has even kidnapped the miller's lad. So if you've an ounce of sense, stay far from it, and if you've the courage and skill, slay the monster for us, and your efforts will surely be rewarded. Also sounds like Witcher's work. What I want to see is... Oh, hold on. Okay, this is just the same messages that we read at the notice boards. That's fine. I want to see if we open up our quest log. Are these super high level quests? Mysterious Tracks is 20. Missing Brother we saw earlier. That's relatively old, but was... Ooh, sorry, I pressed a button that didn't mean to press. Saw this earlier, and it is obviously over-leveled for us. 10 is not that bad, though. That could theoretically be possible. So though that one intrigues me a bit, I think we'll probably still continue on the Wild at Heart here. Not spread ourselves too thin at the moment, although I am intrigued. And I've already lost track of which buildings we have and have not been in. Although it would appear as though we have not been in this one, based on how there is still loot to be had. Okay. Yeah, so that certainly adds to our list of things that we can do. And I think that's a good sign, because that also is an indication... Ooh, this looks like a shop. Might there be an opportunity to do, you know what? The inhabitants of the villages of Downwarren, I don't think we've heard of Downwarren yet, and Lindenvale, are hereby ordered to report to the Nilfgaardian Army Group Center Camp to perform labor for the Empire. Lists of assigned residents and their designated days of service have been provided to the village aldermen. Those caught evading their duties shall be flogged. Commander, Army Group, quote-unquote, Center Camp. I did hear some harsh tones in here, perhaps. And I do suspect that we might have the opportunity to hopefully never see that person ever again.
Greetings.
Hello!
Wouldn't mind a look at your stock.
So, let's see what they have, because I was thinking they might have something like this. Commander's Horn, I think we might have purchased one of these before. But how much is it? It's 10. 10 coins? Sure. And then mostly just food otherwise. My guess is we probably don't have much that this person will be willing to buy off of us, unless they want to buy one of our 39 waters. We're gonna say we're well hydrated. Really, you will purchase our random junk. So I've heard that sometimes this stuff is worth breaking down into its components for other crafting materials. And so I think that since we're not exactly starved for cash at the moment with 1,600, we probably can hold off on that stuff.
Farewell.
On selling that stuff. Oh my god, Geralt. That was terrifying for a moment there. I don't even want to describe what I saw.
If it weren't for our fair elders ruling the wilds, we'd have starved long past.
Okay. Yeah, but see, there's a specific thing that I want to perhaps speak to one of you peasants about. Or random people about. They all have the name peasant, okay? Baron's henchman.
You. So you're that white one.
Is that your muttering?
You guys trying to pick a fight right now? It's a coincidence that you're all knocking into us? I don't know. I was hoping that one of them would be willing and able to play Gwent with us, but are you okay? Oh, it's Dolores. We saw her notes.
What's that about?
What's become of me in my elder years?
I don't know if we want to be talking to her right now, because we don't actually want to be pursuing this quest at the moment.
I was born a noble's daughter. My brother and I, we managed the manor for years.
I'm pretty sure this is the one that is way out of our league. So let's deliberately
My sympathies. So long.
evade a conversation with her for the time being. On the assumption that we want to be holding off. So we're a little further along and ready to prioritize that. Hunter also had something that we could theoretically help him with. That was also a bit odd. What is this abode? Oh. Hello, Gravedigger. Cemetery, perhaps? Yep. People saying
Take
that
care.
bad things were happening at the cemetery, and that would presumably be right here. I don't remember if we had a number in terms of what the recommended level for that was. But I think we have a general sense as to what the deal is here. Got a few more quests to add to our list. But for the most part, we will be looking to head back toward that quest that we were doing earlier. So interesting. Check this place out. And I think we were successful in determining roughly what the level of this location is. And I think the answer is that it's not way higher than where we just were, and that was sort of my concern, was that maybe we're going from an area that was level 10-ish monsters, give or take a few levels, to an area that was maybe level 20-ish monsters or 30-ish monsters, give or take a few levels, in which case we would have been in pretty rough shape to do anything here. Based on the levels of the quests that we're seeing here, I'm assuming that that is not going to be the case. But I could be wrong. So I think, having satiated that curiosity, is that even a phrase? I don't know. We will now head over to our main quest. And by main quest, I mean the side quest that we are deliberately targeting that is definitely not a main quest. And see if we happen to come across anything along the way.
Come on now.
That's a rather intimidating looking tree.
Take
That
it easy.
looks like there could be something over here. Seemingly drowner of some variety. There's nothing actually helpful for us to take here, and I don't see much reason to feel the need to explore that much further. It looks like, since it opened up a bit, that there might have been something else to do there. So let's head on back. And by head on back, I mean go to the place where we've never been before. Okay. So yeah, we'll see if there's anything else of particular note along the way. There will definitely be
Whoa there, Roach.
some side paths on occasion. This theoretically would be this little house that is... Oh, we're actually not that far away from what appears to be probably the most significant establishment that we've seen thus far in Velen. Seems like a lot of buildings, the ability to stash something, which would be very nice. Don't necessarily know what to expect here. Looks like perhaps an herbalist, although I don't know about that. I'm not entirely sure. The fact that it is locked. Now, based on the nets, getting fisherman vibes. This might be a place where we can come back to later, if and when it is possible to get a key. Oh yeah, there's some fishing stuff for you. I'd like to loot that one. I knew there was one more that we hadn't gotten. You couldn't fool me. That's just more of the mossy stuff. So I don't think there's particular need for that. Let's keep on going. Keep on exploring further. See what else there is to uncover. Not a lot of people, surprisingly. I mean, obviously in that small little town there were a few, but most of the time, or I guess side quests either, most of the time at this stage we would have run into a little bit more. This awfully barren. It's like a old battlefield of some variety. We've gotten fool's parsley in the past. I don't think that's new. That looks like something on the map. Some kind of forested area. That's a little ways away, probably further than I would like to go. This is technically the way in which you're supposed to get to this city, down here to the south. Is it worth going here first, because it is along the way, or should we deliberately go past it to go to our quest? I feel like, although we did deliberately stop off at this town to get some quests and see what this place was all about, in the interest of not completely overwhelming ourselves with a bunch of things to do simultaneously and drowning in options, I might actually deliberately forego this location, at least for the time being. Obviously, we'll get back there at some point. Yeah. Well, that doesn't look good. Yeah, nor does that. Okay. Glad to see it's a nice, warm, and welcoming place. I think this is actually the path that would take us to the city, because it's a slightly more southern route. Is that still the most efficient way to go? I suppose. I was originally thinking that it might be best to go up and around that way, but I think that might be a little bit longer. Okay, we can do this. swear, Roach always picks the most unusual of angles from which to approach us.
Come on.
Like, Roach, where did you come from? How did you get there? Yeah, I don't really know what to make of this area yet. What's that? Is that an old fire pit? Trying to keep an eye out for interesting things. Yeah, fire pit. And we might run into. This, I'm guessing, is the major city up there. And yes, it definitely does look the most city-like of any place we've been to recently.
Slower.
That little hut? Place where it might be worth stopping by? I suppose we could. It's not going to be as much stuff as we would find in the major city.
That's
That
it,
is
Roach.
not what I meant to do, actually. That is not what I wanted, Roach. How dare you? What I wanted was to loot this. Find some iron ore, perhaps. Could probably break that down. An ard is what I'm guessing we ought to do. Yes, there is a door here. You didn't have to tell me that much. There's more water. Yes! I was so parched! Okay, I mostly just wanted to do this to see if we could. Confirm we can. Geralt, parkour, round 1. Okay, so now, let's try. Oh, not Axie. Let's try doing this. Can we get in here? Huh, really? I'm surprised. I would have thought that would be a way in. Looked like the door was kind of barricaded, and that by knocking it down like that, we would be able to make our way in, but I guess not. Strange. I do wonder if we'll hear more about that in the future. That location. Several of places like that. Locked doors, wondering if there might be a way to get in there in the future. This looks nice. Bear hide. It's worth something. Oh. Uh-oh. Let's save real quick. Just in case we find ourselves fighting, or about to fight, a guy who is way stronger than us, which may end up being the case. Bonded of the Small Marsh.
Halt!
What's the deal?
Standing Jew! I challenge you!
Boots a bit big, maybe? Careful not to trip.
Oh.
Halt, I say! I am Ronvid of the Small Marsh, bound by a sacred oath.
How are you now?
Oh, that's rough. My sympathies.
To honor Maid Bilberry, fairest of all maids I know, by dueling 100 knights to the death. Now, draw your sword post haste, for I've knights in hand left after you.
I am curious why he wants to fight. Also, it'd be great if we could figure out in advance how strong this guy
Why
is.
are you
Figure out if he's actually
challenging
gonna beat us up.
Don't recall doing anything to offend the Maid Bilberry.
Well, why? Then swear. Swear! Maid Bilberry's the most loveliest of all.
Thing is, I've never laid eyes on her.
Aha! Ah! I shall wash your scorn away with thy blood fiend. Stand and fight.
Really? Okay. Use a 9. That should be fine.
No,
Oh,
yield.
okay.
That enough?
Yes, luck stood with you. But the next time we meet,
Dude.
Go back to Maid Bilberry and apologize for being an ass. Quick, before I change
Geralt's
my
face
mind
when he
and
said
break
that.
your bones.
we shall meet again.
We shall see about that, I suppose. I did not press any buttons to tell Geralt to do that. He is just a natural parkour master. He saw the opportunity, and he seized it. Can't even be mad. Okay, so that was that building being locked. I think we tried going into that one. We haven't tried this one. It is also locked. Parkour master. Don't at me, bro. Bro's Perch. Ah, fast travel location. That is very nice.
What?
Taylor's outy shite.
That is, we could certainly use more fast travel locations. Okay, we did find one in Linden Vale. I didn't actually remember getting it, but that is nice to know that we do have it. So if we wanted to, we could teleport back there pretty quickly. And yeah, I think at this point we might end up taking a little side mission here, but otherwise we'll head on over to Wild at Heart. And we'll jump at these guys, because get at me. Let's get Roach back. And by that, I mean Roach is right next to us, because, of course, he was there the whole time. You didn't notice? So yeah, my guess is that that is the location, that big city, where the Baron is, the person who is technically the leader, or de facto leader of Velen, that we've heard about. So we'll save that. We'll see if there are any other random people who want to fight us along the way. That big rock. Is that a big rock?
Hey there.
Was first I thought that was like a huge golem or something that was just chilling here. No. Some messages, yes, kind of, sort of. Message boards without any messages, I suppose. And just to confirm, we are headed left of where we are currently standing, unless we want to go behind ourselves and check out this question mark. Monster nest. Thought I saw some ghouls. That I don't recognize. That looks very big. And probably will destroy us. That's just a big ghoul. And we are currently on hard, not Quinn. Which is what I actually wanted. So, I think it's doable. And we know they can't beat us when we have this music on. So bring it on, dude. You got nothing on us. Can't touch this. Okay, maybe he can on that occasion. But just because we let him. Because it wasn't hammer time. Oh, I dashed, but in the wrong direction. Forward, I should say. Take that roll and poke. Friend number 2. Get over here. Okay, should have seen that one coming. Ooh, and also a little bit late to roll. There we go. There was only those 3, then that's not bad at all. That's definitely less than we've seen at previous monster dens. More powerful than the enemies we would typically see at monster dens, but not by that much. Now, we have, on occasion, seen enemies pop up out of nowhere. Ooh. Hold on. Velen Longsword. Right, that ruby sounds good.
Ghoul nest. Ought to just destroy it.
Yeah. What's this? No, that's also an explodable. Oh, where'd you come from? It does seem like maybe it's that the way it works is that enemies respawn at the monster nests at a higher frequency. Because what we've seen in the past was that immediately after destroying the nests, we've seen some monsters spawn. And I wonder if maybe that was just a timing thing that just so happened. This guy's invulnerable, apparently. Just so happened that the timer was such that they were spawning right as we were destroying it. It was a coincidence. But this time, there's someone over here. There you are. This time, it seems we were just kind of hanging out. And that might have been the reason why these guys ultimately did end up showing up. Even if we took out the first round of people. Stop healing. I mean, these guys are powerful enough that it is presumably somewhat significant to fight them from at least an experience standpoint, so not bad. Farm them up a little bit in that way. Compared to like the wild dogs we were fighting earlier that are level 1 and presumably are not so significant. But let's leave it at that and actually blow it up this time. We do have Dragon's Dream listed here. Where is the actual mess? Right here. Okay. Don't have the right bone. Really? I think we have another one. I'm a little surprised. I assume that was the type of explosive. Ah, we probably want this one. The Samum. So, okay, in that case, what we ought to do, I think, is loot real quick, and then we will meditate to get our explosives back. Is I think what we learned last time. Yeah. Controller vibrating. Don't know why. Yes, there is loot over here. So now I think we meditate here for a little bit as the monsters are coming back in order to get our explosives back. Theoretically. So that we can actually blow up this nest. Let us double check as to whether we now have them. We do. Okay, 2 out of 2. Nice. So yes, round 3. But we can take it. No problem. He says as he gets hit. I saw that coming. You can't sneak up on me like that. Oh, okay, that was a little bit odd, the way you were running there, but sure. Speaking of running, get over here, bro. Whoa! Meteorite silver plate, that sounds amazing. Other useful crafting materials or recipes, it seems. I'm a fan. Now let's blow this thing up before we get even more spawning.
Ought to just destroy it.
Here it is. I do see there's more loot there. One moment. Any last minute tools to fight? It does not seem so. Oh, it's actually a reasonable amount of loot and not bad loot either. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I would say definitely worth having paid a visit here. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so now we find ourselves back at this crossroads, and now we can head back up here, which is left-ish. Presumably that means this direction, and theoretically not that far away. So yeah, I was surprised that we didn't find ourselves running into more monster nests, or people in distress. Perhaps things like this.
Boy, sweet boy. Help
What's
an
up?
old feeble woman.
What's wrong?
T'other night blasphemers pox take and profane the shrine to Verna the Merciful.
What?
Shrine's gotta be repaired, else Verna will take umbrage. Our cows will croak, kitties will be covered in warts, and our dogs will get the mange.
Okay.
Warts and mange? Sounds dangerous. Fine, I'll help you.
Okay. Are we really wearing golden, shin pads, if you will? And everything else just looks nothing like that?
The good gods have sent ye
Is that
to
really
me.
all we had to do?
Someone to repair their shrines from this day on.
Look, already got a trade. I'm a witcher. Restoring traditional roadside structures in wood, just not my specialty.
Just not really, you know,
Fighting
the
evil.
engineering
That's a
type.
witcher's calling. And vandals are worse than beasts.
Because, you know, you definitely need someone with 10 years experience in order to complete that job that we just did. Definitely couldn't have just done it yourself.
Fine. I see any damaged shrines, I'll take care of them. Won't go out of my way, though.
Nothing's out of the way in these parts. And the gods will guide ye.
Okay.
Awful.
Thank you.